I'll do that now. I'm recording now. Sorry. I'm not used to doing that part. We haven't gotten into it much, so it's okay. Okay, so Kathy, if you don't want to share, if you want to message Melissa what you did, I'm okay with that, just as long as you share with her, okay? Okay, so text messages, Facebook messages is pretty much what most people go to these days, right? But what if you decided to pick up that phone? What does that make you feel like when you say, oh my God, I have to call somebody? How does that make you feel? Like you want to take a couple shots before? Is that pretty much no, Allison? You're fine with it? Yeah, good. Well, and that's a good example then, Allison, because not everybody, this is called stepping out of your comfort zone. So not everybody's comfort zone is going to be the same, right? So my comfort zone, or let's just say I'm Katie, I'm kind of saying, Katie, you didn't call anybody, so it's maybe that's like, whoa, that's outside of your comfort zone, where Allison's, it's easy for her to do that, so everybody's comfort zone is completely different from the next, right? And it was a little hard for me to come up with this training. I was trying to explain that to Melissa. I'm like, okay, so I'm a very outgoing person. I like to joke when I'm nervous. I laugh. I make people laugh. That's kind of what I do. But once I get going with things, I'm okay with it, right? It can come naturally to some, and others it can't. I was basically, when I was a senior in high school, I was a class clown. I was the life of the party. That was me in high school. I mean, that's just the way I am. But the next person, they might not be like that. So maybe, like I said, maybe it's just messaging people, just messaging them, like what we were supposed to do this past week, or picking up that phone. What if it's just booking that home party? Because not everybody's doing home parties anymore. What if it's live videos in your Facebook pages or in your Facebook events or just in your VIP groups? What if you start doing that? That is going to make, I feel like, whatever that thing is that you have issues with doing, if you start doing it, maybe that's going to be that next step, or that slingshot effect to start things rolling, to get things moving with your business, right? So if you were to try it one time, whatever that one thing that makes you sick to your stomach about with your business, and do it one time, see how it goes, you're like, okay, that wasn't so bad, right? That's kind of what I'm kind of building up here, okay? So with that being said, I'm gonna go back to my notes, because sometimes I just ramble, because I can talk forever. Let's see. What if it's just wearing your t-shirts out? So I have like my own sister that's not very nice to me. She couldn't care less to even support me with any of this. I feel weird wearing a 31 shirt in front of her. So what if I said, screw you, Jen, I'm wearing a 31 shirt in front of you, I mean, that's kind of like outside of my comfort zone, even though it's my own sister, but it's from that to carrying your bags or switching out your bags every time, going to the Walmarts or the IGAs. I have the IGAs around here, and not using the plastic bags and using your 31 bags for your groceries, and Aldi or wherever you go to use the bags, and strike up a conversation with the teller. You're like, oh, I'm so excited to use my new bags. That's stepping out of your comfort zone if you're not used to doing that, So everybody's comfort zone is going to be different to the next. So I want you guys to think about what is, and we're gonna push that a little further with all of those, okay? So what is that one thing? I think I have this in the end. I was gonna ask you guys in the end, I think. What is it that scares you the most when you're working your business? What is that one thing that makes your stomach turn? Like, if you're like me, get anxiety, my heart racing, oh my gosh, hands sweaty. What is that one thing? And I want you guys to write that down, because that's the one thing that I want you guys to work at on yourself. So I can't tell you this is what you have to do unless I know what you are scared about. Now, if you're not at all, you have to have something. What is that one thing that you haven't done yet that you've been pushing off? How about that? And it could be the filing system, the follow-up system that Katie just posted a little bit ago, a picture of that. It could be something personal like that within your business. I've been meaning to do that, but I just don't even know where to start. I feel overwhelmed. And then that will be that, okay, now I'm organized. Now I'm going to go to the next step and keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what that is. She's not in here. They're looking for Eden. So I want you to think about that, and I want you to write that down. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of go over a couple ideas that I actually had to reach out to some leaders today, with like to help me kind of like, okay, what I'm not used to. Granted, I do have my own struggles with stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm not going to lie, but I guess I just never sat down and actually thought about it. I just kind of go with it. So I'm going to talk about a couple things to help you guys get outside the main comfort zones, meaning talking to people, referrals, reaching out to new people, stuff like that. And the first one that I wanted to talk to about is like expanding your Frank's list. And this list we talked about way in the beginning. I forget which week it was, but we talked about your list of 62 or your Frank's list, right? And you're going to look at that and you're going to be like, okay, I've exhausted all these people. So how are we going to expand that list? So you have Franks, friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids connections, and spouse connections. And under each one of those, you were supposed to write 2 or 4. What one was it, Melissa? Do you know? 2 people
2.
under each? 2?
Yeah.
So
2.
you have, let's just go to relatives because I can easily throw my sister under the bus. Okay. So, so we're going to go down to relatives first. So we have a sister and we have an aunt. We'll just put it that way. So I want you to think about those 2 people that you have under your relatives. And I want you to think about, let's just say my sister, and I'm going to think about her friends or her spouse connections. So we're going to kind of go deep into and kind of make this huge, like, I'll draw something real quick for you. Basically, it's like a graph, and we're going to make it look like, it's just going to make like, oh, the web we weave type of thing. So here's your aunt, sister, okay? And you're going to think of 2 people off of them. So this is relatives, okay? And you're going to make 2 people off of them, those 2 people. And then you can either ask your relative, hey, your friend Susie, I always use Susie, that's my babysitter's name, seem like, do you think she would be interested in 31? Or do you think she would be interested in a new bag? Or do you think, something like that? Not asking, hey, do you think she would like this bag? I mean, I guess you could. Melissa, thoughts on that? Like I said, I'm struggling with this one. Do you have any thoughts on how to do that or what to say in that matter? Or you could just ask your relative a referral. What are 2 people that you can give me names for? I'm trying to expand my list. Do you have any thoughts on that, Melissa?
Well, yeah, you can just ask for referrals straight up, or I like what you said first and saying, hey, do you think Susie would be interested in seeing one of my 31 catalogs? Something very kind of generic, I guess, like that.
Or, hey, could you give this to your friend Susie? Hey, could you take my catalog to your friend Susie? And then, she's on Facebook. You can totally send her a message. Hey, did my sister ever give you that catalog? I just wanted to make sure you got it. There's your follow-up number 1. So it just kind of, it's that to me kind of gives me like, the heebie-jeebies in my belly, because it is reaching out to people that you have no idea. But think about that expansion that you could do with all those people, because you're widening your circle of contacts by that. And then, of course, like Melissa said, just flat out asking for referrals, right? So I want you guys to think about how you can expand that Frank's list a little bit. Let's see. Your Frank's list or the list of 62, whether if you think about the people that you could reach out to that you kind of know, or if they've exhausted ordering from you, you could just ask, do you know of anybody that I could give a new catalog to? The ones that have been buying from you every month and all of a sudden they can't because of whatever reason. Oh, I understand, girl. you have anybody that could be interested in my catalogs or hosting my own party or hosting their own party? I need to get my calendar going this month. Those people that you can actually talk to like that, and to look for those referrals. That, to me, personally, is stepping outside of my comfort zone. I don't know about you guys, but it's also a way, if you guys feel stagnant, if you feel like you're running out of options of asking people, that would be a way to do it as well. And I feel like it's making you grow as your confidence is going to grow a little bit more with it, because you're taking the bull by the horns and you're just asking, right? I mean, does that make sense? Melissa, did I say that okay?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. So each one of those people on your Franks list, I want 2 more people under each person. And I say do what you can, obviously. Pick people that you feel comfortable with enough to ask for those referrals. But without asking, you're never going to know. Am I right? I always say that to my girls. If you don't ask, you're never going to know. It's always going to be a no unless you ask. You know? Okay. Okay, so all right, so then basically you're starting a referral program. So then you can kind of go with that and say, I'm starting a referral program. If you give me 2 names, you can bribe them with stuff. That's an idea as well. I got a couple ideas from different leaders, so that's an idea as well. Another thing, if you guys don't do this, would be vendor events. This would help expand your contacts as well. We're coming into the fall season, so somebody gave me this idea. If you're not comfortable with doing this, this might be something that might be stretching your limits to try, would be vendor events. And I'm not saying go set up a table and hide behind your table. I'm saying set up your table, push it as far back as you can in your square, and you stand in front of that table. And you are introducing yourself to people. And you're handing out your business cards or your mini catalogs or whatever it is that you're doing, because I want you guys to be I want you guys to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, basically, to expand your contacts, right? Okay. So, and then I kind of went into that. What is that one thing that scares you? So I want you to think about that. So I know we still have plenty of time. Stepping outside of what you are comfortable with, it will make a difference in your business. It will make you stretch your limits. If you have something other than what I just explained and you want to share, what is that one thing that makes you scared? Can you share that with us so we can kind of brainstorm together what we could do with that? Because I kind of was like, I didn't know where else to go with that one. So does anybody want to share what is that one thing that scares them?
I kind of have 2.
You have 2? Okay.
So picking up the phone, which you already said, but offering the opportunity to people, like, that scares me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was on my brain and I never wrote it down. So I'm glad you brought that up. That is one thing that a lot of people are scared with, I think. And it is stepping outside of their comfort zone to even offering that opportunity to somebody randomly, I guess you could say. But I feel like once you start asking people and you get the ball rolling, you're just going to keep going with it.
It feels natural.
It does. So Melissa, then, do you have any advice on that one? On just offering the opportunity? No, we're not saying that you should be a consultant. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I mean, how would? See, my nerves would take over, and I would laugh. Oh, just kidding. I'm kidding, but really, here's a pamphlet if you really want to join. That's how I would. That's totally how I would handle that. The way I am, but kidding, not kidding. But really, I'm kidding, but really, that's how I would do that. But so, Melissa, sorry, I'll shut up now. Melissa, do you have any advice on that one?
Well, I just think as far as that being something you're scared of offering, I think we've talked about that a lot already, as far as I think that's just one of those mindset shifts,
For sure.
where if you're thinking about that and you're scared about it, it's putting it all back on yourself. So just solely think of them and how you think it can help them, and just start asking them questions. Or be like, hey, did you see this great deal? Dollars on the back of your catalog, It can be really simple. You don't just have to go out and say, I think you should join my team today.
I mean,
Just
you could,
say
though.
something like, do you see this awesome deal? And flip your catalog over. You can get all this stuff for $99. And then she can be like, how? Or I saw that earlier, or something like that. And then just start conversation.
Right. And like Melissa said earlier, I think it's gonna, once you start doing it more often, it's just gonna roll. It's just gonna come more naturally to you for sure.
Yeah.
Or you could be a nervous wreck like me every time I do it. I've been doing this for almost 10 years and I'm still like that. So I think that's just my anxiety inside of me. That's just the way I am. So class clown, life
But it's just like doing a home party. So if any of you do home parties often, then when you go to them, it should be like, oh, I've done this 100 times. Like when I started
Right.
selling 31 9.5 years ago, I was a freshman in college. I didn't like talking in front of anyone. I went to my first party and I broke out in hives because I was so nervous. And it was like a big deal for me to stand up and talk to people. Just everyone staring at me and I'm talking. So for my first however many parties, I didn't break out in hives every time, but I was super nervous, and it just starts to like feel natural, and you're just kind of, you get used to that. So I feel like offering the opportunity is the same thing. Once you do it and get comfortable with it, then it's just going to come natural.
Right. And maybe that's my problem because I've only done like 3 home parties in the 5 years I've been a consultant, because I kind of came in where it was shifting
Mhm.
to just Facebook. And then here recently, I have been doing like the live thing, but it's still hard to like throw that in there.
So on that note then, Katie,
Yeah.
with the Facebook parties, I've decided with that whole Facebook jail stuff, and it kind of light bulb clicked last week, and I shared this with Katie. Why are we putting all of these posts on these Facebook parties when we don't talk about every single thing at home parties? Am I right?
Right.
So what I'm doing is I'm pulling just like 5 or 6. I'm doing the welcome, my why, the customer specials, the hostess, the opportunity, and then shop now. Did you miss the party? That stuff. In my live video, I'm doing my home party skit, or what I do in a normal home party. Every time I start that home party, though, I tell them they have 3 ways to save tonight. Number 1 is going to be the best deal. It's going to be the opportunity. And I talk about that. The number 2 way you're going to save tonight is you're going to host. And then the number 3 is going to be the customer specials. And then I show them 5 or 6 bundles. And that's it. It was perfect. So I just wanted to throw that out there too. So it comes more naturally, I feel like, when you talk about it in the party setting than it does on the outside, for sure.
And
But
in jail.
exactly, I'm not in it anymore. Not that way.
Me either.
Yay.
So was there anything else?
From like 30 posts to 11, and I didn't get put in jail this last time.
Exactly. So does anybody else want to share what that one thing that scares you the most when you are working on your business? Isn't it? Not about anybody. Melissa, do you have one anymore?
Do I have one? I probably have a lot of things that scare me because I'm a big scaredy cat.
Okay, all right, that works.
Honestly, well, I would used to say that going live scares me, but not really anymore because I'm just like, whatever.
Agreed.
Lives don't have to be perfect, so
Nope.
that's definitely something that I've overcome in the past, I would say, year. kind of started doing them last summer. So I think maybe it's been longer than that.
Okay. Anybody else? I would have to say definitely picking up the phone it's always been since, like you said, 9.5 years ago. I'm the same. I mean, that picking up the phone is just hard to do. But granted, back then when we started, we didn't have all of this. We didn't have Facebooks. We didn't have any of this.
No.
We honestly got the referrals just off of our friends and family when we first started. At least that's how it worked for me. I booked the parties at the home parties. So, okay. Nobody else wants to share. That's fine. Okay. So, the homework. I mean, do you have any questions, you people? You people. You guys have any questions at all? Anything? Not really? Okay. I hope it was something. You got something out of it. So the homework, I sent you, Melissa, a picture. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
I sent it via Messenger. Okay, so there's two things. One, I couldn't find any. Hi. I couldn't find any 31-minute calls about stepping outside of your comfort zone. So if you guys see anything, okay, got it. If you guys see anything on TOT, shout out on the page, okay? Because I couldn't find anything that was worth watching. I tried to watch one and I was bored, so I wasn't even going to let you do it, or have you do it, I should say. So everybody here, I believe, is going to conference, right, Melissa?
Yeah.
Everybody? Okay, great. So going outside of your comfort zone. I want you guys at conference. I'm not going to do I decided, sorry, Melissa, we're not going to do a scavenger hunt, but kind of, sort of, okay? I felt like I got overwhelmed with those scavenger hunts myself, but I really want you guys to start stepping outside of your comfort zone at conference, okay? Basically, let's see. All the best things happened at conference. While you're out there this weekend, I want you to be intentional and share 31 with some people you don't know. If somebody compliments a bag you're carrying, say thank you and ask if they have a 31 consultant. If they don't, ask them if you could give them a business card. Take a picture with them to show proof for a challenge you are doing. Okay? You can post on your Instagram if you have it. You can post on our Facebook group. Post it on your main page. That's going to drum up some interest on your main page with Facebook, okay? So, let's see. Everybody's going, so that's that. So I want you to make sure you are doing that. And I'm going to probably challenge you to like 3 different people. Because some of you are flying. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are flying or driving. So on those stops, see if you can get at least 3. Is that enough, Melissa?
Yeah.
Okay. Try to do at least 3 and get a picture of that. And then next Monday, we are going to be taking it. Oh, no, we're not going to be taking a break. Next Monday, we are going to be on again, but we're going to share our top takeaways from conference. It's basically what we're going to be doing next week, right, Melissa?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I had that right. Woohoo. Okay. Anything else, Melissa, you want to add? Because I feel like I didn't have much, but is that enough? And if you want to add to anything of that homework, we can and post it. We can surprise them.
No, I mean, I think it was great. The referral thing is huge because if you take a list of 62 people and you add, 2 contacts each of those, you have 124 new people. So these are going to be
way, for sure.
These are all different people. So that is crazy. And when you think about over 100 new contacts going into the fall selling season, oh my gosh, that's going to be a good season.
Agreed. Okay. Anything else, guys?
Oh, I did want to share when you were talking about like wearing your shirts and carrying your bags and stuff. what is today, Monday? Yesterday, I was at the grocery store. And, you know, I always have my purse, and it was in the cart, and my back was turned. And this person came up to me behind me. She's like, "Oh, I thought," and it was a person I knew. She's like, "I thought that was you because of your bag in the cart." So she recognized me by my bag in the cart.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Woohoo!
So it works.
Yeah, it does work. There you go. Awesome.
No, that's really awesome because if you have people, when they see 31 and they think of you, that is fantastic.
For sure. For sure. Okay. Anything else, Melissa?
Nope. I'm excited to see everybody this week.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully we'll be able to see everybody too.
I
So,
know I'm staying with Kathy, and I know I'll see Kelly, and Jesse, I know I'll see you at least Friday. So
Right. Right. Okay.
we need to meet up somehow.
Sure thing. All right, girls. Have fun at conference. Make sure you try to get 3 different selfies with random people. And give them your contact information, okay? Don't be creepsters though, okay? Take my catalog.
Take it.
Just take it. All right, guys. Have a good evening, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Thanks, Jesse.
Bye-bye. Yep, no problem.